Thank you so much to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. Quick disclaimer, I'm currently in Ireland and the weather here is so volatile. So if you see the lighting change like 500 million times, it's not me, it's the country. So putting that aside, today's video is going to be about my goals for 2022. This is literally one of my favorite videos to make, and the comments under these videos are my favorite as well. So let me know what your goals are for the year and we can all motivate and inspire each other. So a quick thing that I want to mention is in the past I've made these goals videos, and I think last year I did a 2021 goals video, and the reason I never did an update on it is because I set myself way too many goals. It was so unrealistic. So then my method for this year was to set myself a lot less goals, because I was like, I don't want to overwhelm myself like that again. But then I decided a few weeks ago to take an interruption year, or even potentially maybe drop out of uni, we don't know. Since that decision, I've decided to add some more goals because I don't have uni anymore. I have a lot more free time. So there are a lot of goals here, but just keep in mind, like, if you're doing school and university at the same time, please don't set yourself this many goals. I just wanted to let you know I'm on a gap year slash interruption year slash maybe I'm not coming back. So the first section is career, and the first goal is to start a business. This is not only just the first goal in my list, this is also one of my biggest goals for this year. I cannot tell you much about it because I do not know much. So yeah, this is the goal that I want to be working on like every single week, potentially even every single day. Like, this is the main priority. The next goal is to post twice a week on YouTube. The reason I made this a goal is because in university I literally posted on YouTube once like every 3 weeks, and I'm so fed up with it. Like, I want to post twice a week. My next goal is to make a personal website, because I feel like recently I'm getting all these ideas of like challenges I want to do and like little printouts I want to make, and for those type of things I don't want to make them paid. I want to make it free just so we can all like grow together and like fix our lives together, all that type of thing. And I just don't really have anywhere to post it. Also, like, in the future when I travel, I want to like not specifically like blog about my experiences, because I'm not a very good writer. I've never been a blogger, but just like a place that if I want to share something with you guys, or for example if I have a video and I want to like provide more information, I can do it on there. So this is actually the perfect segue to talk about today's sponsor, Squarespace. So if you haven't heard of Squarespace before, it's basically like a website building platform. So if you want to build like a personal website or a website for your business, it's honestly the perfect place to start, especially for people like me who don't have a lot of experience in building websites and don't really know what people want to see. It's really useful to see their templates. So as I said, I'm only in the middle of building my website, but I'm really excited to use all the analytics tools because I've been watching a few videos on it because I really love analytics. I don't know why. And Squarespace gives you really powerful insights, which I'm really excited about. Like, it shows you different things like where your viewers are from, what content they're interacting with the most, how many views your page gets in total, like those type of things I'm really interested in. Because for example, like, I want to see, does my YouTube demographic match up with my website demographic? Like, are the same people going to my website, or is it just like a specific age or like a specific country? So yeah, make sure to go to squarespace.com to try a free trial. And also, if you want 10% off of your first purchase of a website or a domain, make sure to go to squarespace.com/analinks and use code analinks at checkout. But yeah guys, stay in tune for my website because I am really excited to launch it. So yeah, anyway, moving on to the next goal. So the next section is personal development, and I feel like this is the biggest one because I feel like a lot of goals go into personal development. So the first one that I have is to become a better texter and to respond to people within 48 hours. You would be like, how is this personal development? But it honestly is to me, because I'm really bad. I'm like, I don't make myself socially available, if that makes sense. Like, I close myself off from people. Also, I heard someone talk about this one time, but someone said that like there's no such thing as a bad texter. It just means the person doesn't care about you. And when I heard that, I was like, for me, that's so not the case. Like, I honestly am just a bad texter. But the thing is, when I heard them say that, I fully understood that perspective, and it made me realize that I really need to start responding to people quickly, because even though I know I still care about them, even if I don't reply, it doesn't come across that way. So I'm going to be better at replying. So the next goal is kind of a big one for me, but it's to complete yoga teacher training. So basically this goal has been on my life goals list for the past like 3 years, and I always thought that like I don't want to do teacher training until I've had like 10 years of practice or something. But then I realized that a lot of people don't do yoga teacher training just because they want to teach. They do it to like understand yoga at a deeper level, like understand the philosophy of yoga, the anatomy, to deepen their spiritual practice and their asana practice. Like, it's just a really good way to understand yoga. So I was like, why am I aiming for yoga teacher training to be my end goal when it can be one of my first goals to like proper get into yoga? You know what I mean? But yoga teacher training is still quite intense, so usually what's recommended is about 6 months of consistent practice beforehand. So my goal goal is to do the teacher training in maybe like July, August, September, that time, so that I have about 6 months of really consistent practice, and also that will motivate me to do yoga consistently because I will know that I have my teacher training coming up. The next goal is to take a writing course. This is really odd for me because I'm so not a writer. I'm really bad with my words. I'm definitely like a mathematical brain, and that is exactly why I want to take a writing course, because first of all, I want to get rid of the limiting belief that I cannot write, and just like small things, like for example, when I post Instagram pictures, I don't ever write any captions because I'm really bad at writing, even like small things. Like I can't express myself well through writing. So yeah, I feel like this is just something I need to do to kind of give myself a little bit of experience and just show myself that maybe I'm not a bad writer, I just have no experience. The next goal is I want to finish all of my Brilliant courses. Basically, this is not sponsored by Brilliant, but Brilliant is this app, and it has like all these little like computer science courses and maths courses and like biology courses, and they're very like bite-sized, like important information. It's like something you can literally just do on your phone for like 20 minutes a day. And basically, I paid for the yearly subscription last year, and my subscription runs out in February, and I haven't done one course. Like I've had 10 months and I haven't done any of the courses, so I'm hoping like January to February I can just like speed through all the courses because they're not actually that big. There's just a lot of them. The next goal is to read 24 books. I thought that because I'm on my gap year, I should make this goal like 52 books, like 1 book per week, but let's make it realistic. Your girl is not a good reader. This year I set a goal of 12 books and I read 3. So the next goal is to start building a second brain, and also just to take notes from books I read, from podcasts I listen to. So if you don't know what a second brain is, you can honestly just look it up on YouTube. The reason I found out about it is through Ali Abdaal, but let me just read you the proper definition of it. Building a second brain is a methodology for saving and systematically reminding us of the ideas, inspirations, insights, and connections we've gained through our experience. It expands our memory and our intellect using the modern tools of technology and networks. So basically, everything we learn from books and podcasts, a lot of the times, like you hear it, you process it, and then you forget it. So a lot of the knowledge you gain, you just lose it. So this goal is basically to just start taking down notes of things I learned from books, from podcasts, from experiences, and that type of thing, because I don't know, it's just like a lot of the time I hear something good in a podcast and I'm like, wow, like this is almost life-changing, and then I just forget it. Like I'm done with that. We're taking notes from now on. The next goal is to go to a coding bootcamp. I think honestly, out of all these goals, this one is like the one I'm the least probable to complete, because I did not know coding bootcamps were so expensive. Like they're literally like, I was looking at some and they were like £6,000. Like what? That's literally like a year in uni. I literally took a break from uni, from computer science, and I'm just gonna go pay the same to go to a coding bootcamp. Like but like if there's a coding bootcamp for like £1,000 or something, I think I would gladly do that, because I still like computer science, I still like coding, but I just want to learn it in a non-university experience. And I feel like coding bootcamps are a bit different. They're a lot more practical than university, so I would really like to do that, but I'm just not sure because I haven't found something that makes sense money-wise yet. Like 6,000 for me, that's a bit too much. So the next section is health, and my first goal is to switch to a whole food plant-based diet. I want to do this really slowly and naturally. I don't want to just like start January 1st eating whole food plant-based because it's not realistic. I'm not gonna stick to it. I don't want to do it for diet reasons. I want to do it literally just for health reasons, because oh my god, guys, if you want to know more about these type of things, like Dr. Michael Greger, I'm obsessed with him right now. He wrote this book called How Not to Die. I haven't actually read the book, but I've watched a lot of his lectures and talks, and it's mind-blowing. Like I literally, my biggest goal in life right now is to eat whole food plant-based. Obviously, I don't want to commit 100%. For example, like if I'm traveling, it's really difficult to eat whole food plant-based in some countries. Like it's very, very specific, and yeah, so like I don't want to completely be 100% whole food plant-based, but like when I'm in control of my food, I want it to be whole food plant-based. And the reason I'm not saying vegan is because a person can be vegan and very, very unhealthy. For example, last year I was vegan for most of the year, but I was not a healthy vegan. I ate chips, I ate vegan pizzas, I still had like fizzy drinks and that type of thing. So being a vegan doesn't necessarily mean you're healthy. My next goal is to get my life together. This sounds like a really big goal, but the reason I'm just putting it into one thing is because I'm starting a whole series on it right now, and it's just basically like everything in my life that has felt like a mess for like the longest time, like my sleeping schedule, my eating habits, my confidence, like a lot of those type of things I'm fixing, but I'm not breaking it down here because I'm making a whole series about it. So yeah, the next goal is to be able to do 10 push-ups, because I really want to be able to do a push-up. my goal last year was to be able to do a pull-up, and like I really want to do a pull-up, but to do a pull-up I most likely have to go to the gym because I don't have any like bars near me. But this year, like, I don't know if I'm gonna be going to the gym that much because I want to focus more on yoga. So instead of pull-ups, I want to focus on push-ups. The next section is language goals. This is like my favorite section. If you're new here, learning languages is like a huge part of my life. It's one of my favorite hobbies. It's honestly what I want to base half of my channel on. Like, I just love learning languages. So this year we're doing 4 languages, but I'm changing my tactics. Usually when I like to learn a lot of languages, I like to learn all of them at the same time, so 4 at the same time. But this year I'm gonna try a new method. I'm gonna do 2 at the same time, and I'm just gonna keep switching. So the 4 languages this year are gonna be Korean, Mandarin, Portuguese, and Spanish. So yeah, Portuguese is a new one there. I feel like I've told you guys that I want to learn Mandarin. Korean, I have videos in the past of me learning Korean, and Spanish I speak pretty well, but just not like fluently. For Korean, my language is to finish all of the Talk to Me in Korean levels. Basically, Talk to Me in Korean is like the best website to learn Korean. It is so good, and they have like these 10 levels and they're all for free. Each level has like 30 lessons, and I think I got up to level 2, so I want to finish up to level 10. The next thing is I want to finish all the Korean grammar and use books. I have 2 of them. Basically, they're really popular books for learning Korean grammar. I have the beginner and intermediate one. I don't have the advanced one yet, but I want to finish the first 2 books, buy the 3rd one, and then finish the 3rd one. The next language I have is Mandarin. So for Mandarin, I bought this course in the past. It's called Mandarin Blueprint, and it was quite expensive. I don't remember how much it was. I think I paid like 300 or 200, and then I never completed it, but it never runs out. Like, you can do it whenever you want, and it's a really big course. Like, it's a really good course. So this year I want to completely finish it. The next goal is to learn 600 characters, so basically get up to the level of HSK3, which is Chinese proficiency test. And also, I'm not gonna set this in stone, but if I have the time, if I have the mental capacity, I'll try to take the HSK exam. Don't know which one, just like wherever I get up to that point. So for Portuguese, I want to finish all the Memrise courses. So Memrise is a language learning website and app, and basically it's mostly just vocabulary. It's not really much grammar. Like, it's not the best just to use on its own, but it's really good for vocabulary, and it really helped me with Spanish. So I think Portuguese has like 7 Memrise courses, like in order. So I want to try to finish all 7. It's a lot, and hopefully by the end of the year I can read a book in Portuguese. That is my goal. That's what I'm striving for. The book does not have to be a difficult book, like literally a book for like teenagers. And the last language is Spanish. I speak Spanish quite freely, but I just really don't have like advanced vocabulary. So what I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna try to read 4 Spanish books this year, and also I'm gonna make the goal of filming 5 videos entirely in Spanish. And also the same with Mandarin. If I have the time or like the mental capacity, I might try to take the Spanish DELE exam, which is a proficiency exam, but no obligations. I don't need to do it. So the next goal is to start a language Instagram. Technically, I already have one, but I really don't post on it. But basically, I feel like if I update people constantly about like, this is what I did today for this language, this is what I did today for this language, it's gonna motivate me a lot more. And the last language goal is a really big one for me, but is to do a language immersion course in either Brazil or China. Basically, this is more dependent on COVID because, like, for example, right now, I think I can't go to China even if I want to. Like, I think they literally don't let in non-national, or like they don't let in people from the UK. Whereas for Brazil, I can go to Brazil tomorrow if I wanted to. So this is more dependent on COVID and restrictions, but I really want to do a language immersion course either in Brazil or in China. So yeah, my goal is to live for like maybe 2-3 weeks in one of those countries, which is very exciting because I've never done a language immersion course. I mean, I did an exchange year, so never mind. I have done it, but yeah. The next section is travel, and my travel goal this year is to visit 10 new countries, which is so much because I think in my whole life, I've only been in like 7 countries, and I'm planning to go to 10 new ones in 1 year. But it's really one of my biggest goals, especially now that I'm kind of on a gap year. I feel like it's the perfect time. And within that goal, I want to travel to at least 1 country with a friend and at least 1 country solo. I basically want to say, like, I don't want to do 10 solo trips. Like, I want to have at least 1 trip with friends, or like a friend, or like meet up with someone, that type of thing. And obviously, if I can do more than 10 countries, I'll do more than 10 countries, but I want that to be a minimum. So the next section is hobbies, and the first goal is to post a full guitar cover. This terrifies me because I'm really bad at playing the electric guitar right now. Like, I'm a complete beginner, and the thought of posting a cover is terrifying. It can literally just be like on Instagram Instagram, like a little IGTV, just like something to push myself to keep practicing. Yeah, I'm not gonna specifically only be focusing on one song for the whole year, but I think I'm just gonna be practicing a lot of different songs, and then maybe like halfway through the year I'm gonna choose one song and I'm just gonna like practice it until perfection. My next goal is I want to do 100 hours of drawing practice. You're gonna be like, how are you gonna track the hours? But basically whenever I do hobbies or like language learning, I always track my hours on this app called A Tracker. The next goal is quite small, but I want to go to a heels dancing class because I really love heels dancing classes. I've never been to one. I mean, like, I love that type of dancing, like heels, but I've always been really scared to go because first of all, I cannot even walk in heels. Like, I'm so bad. And second of all, it's just scary because I'm just like, I'm gonna slip and like I'm gonna break my ankle or something. And along with that goal comes the goal of 200 hours of dancing. The reason I didn't set a goal for like the amount of classes I want to go to is because I'm hoping to travel a lot, and when I'm traveling, I don't know if I'm gonna be trying to go to dance classes, so it's very vague. It can be K-pop dances, it can be dance classes, it can be TikTok dances, like it could be anything. It's just 200 hours of dance practice. And the last section we have is random. So first goal is to watch all Marvel movies and shows in chronological order. So basically I think I've watched like half of the Marvel movies that have come out, but I watched them all in like complete random order. Like I would watch like Avengers first, and then I would watch like Iron Man 2, and then I watched like Captain America, and then I watched Iron Man 1. Like it was a complete mess how I watched it, because I didn't watch it like intentionally. It was just like maybe my dad wanted to watch a movie together, and then I wanted to watch a movie with my friends, and then like something was just on the TV, and that's just like I watched it very randomly. So I want to watch it in chronological order. A lot of people on my Instagram told me to watch it in release order because of the spoilers and the end credits, but I don't want to do that. I want to do chronological. That'll just work better for my brain. Oh my god. And my last goal is to take as many courses as I possibly can. The reason this is going in random is because this is honestly just like, if you have free time, do it, but it's not like an official goal, because if this becomes an official goal, all of these courses, I'm gonna die in overwhelm again. But I'm gonna give you guys a list of random courses that I want to take. So a course in leadership, graphic design, public speaking, investing, cryptocurrency, because I still do not understand it, and then also some courses related to computer science, so Swift for iOS type of things, back-end development, front-end development, machine learning, artificial intelligence, neural networks, that type of thing. If I have time, I want to do those courses for fun, but if I don't, it's completely fine. So yeah, those are all my goals for 2022. It's a lot. It has a lot to do with traveling and also a lot of learning, and it seems like way too much, but I feel like they all tie into each other perfectly. For example, like my language goals work really well with my YouTube goals because I want to post at least one language related video a week on my YouTube. So the language goals tie in really nicely with YouTube because I'm going to be doing a lot of YouTube, and at the same time it's forcing me to do my languages. Then for example, my travel goals also tie in with like my language immersion goal and my yoga teacher training, because language immersion would be in another country that I've never visited. Yoga teacher training would also likely be in a country that I've never been in. So in general, like it sounds like a lot, but a lot of them tie in together. And also I'm just reminding you, I am on my gap year, so I have a lot more time. So if I was in university right now and I set all these goals, I would literally die. I wouldn't be able to achieve any of them. So I'm hoping that me being on a gap year will help a lot. So the one thing I'm planning to do differently this year compared to the last years is that this year I'm hoping to actually update you guys along the year with my goals and like to keep myself accountable. I don't think I'll do monthly updates because that's a bit too much, but I think either like a half year update or maybe even like quarterly updates. So like every 3 months I'll give you guys an update. So that is it for the video. I will see you guys in my next video. There's actually still going to be another video before the year ends. So if any of you guys have watched like Ali Abdal's How Much I Earned This Year video, I love those type of videos and I'm going to be doing one this year. It should be out in a few days. So yeah, make sure to stay tuned and check that out. Peace out, much love, and I hope we all have an amazing year.